Marriage. When most of us think of marriage, we think of a loving partnership between two people. We know that marriage practices differ throughout the world. We also know that the reasons for marriage around the world vary. In some cultures, such as India, marriage is rarely based on love or attractions. A recent news article has sparked my interest in the topic of bridal burning, also known as dowry death. According to an article in the LA Times, a woman dies every hour related to dowry crimes. Today, I will be informing you of the tradition of dowry, as well as the practice of bridal burning, why it's performed, its history, and also its commonality today. I will also discuss what laws have been passed against this, as well as what activists are doing to put an end to it. First, I will explain what a dowry is and how it relates to bridal burning. Additionally, I will discuss what bridal burning is and why it's performed. So what is dowry? Dowry is a very old tradition. It is a gift, often of money or valuables. This gift is given to a man and his family by his new wife and her family. The practice of bridal burning, also known as dowry deaths, occurs when extreme cruelty to a female by her husband and her family occurs. You're probably wondering, why is this performed? Sometimes the husband and his family become greedy for more dowry. The husband and his family may make hefty demands for more money. If the demands are not met, the woman may be severely beaten or even killed. There's an old saying in India, the more you beat her, the more you get. A common way the women are abused is that they're lit on fire. Many women have suffered very serious burns or even been burned to death. A recent article in the Sydney Morning Herald describes the nightmare a 28-year-old woman faced last November. She was a young, educated Indian woman, and she married a man out of love. Things soon changed as her husband's family pushed him to get money out of her. The demands were made to her and her family, but could not be met. Abuse soon followed, and one night her husband's mother doused her in kerosene and set her on fire. With burns covering 80% of her body, she lived just 3 more days. Just enough time to tell law officials of her tragic tale. Many of the people that participate in this have become very money hungry. Some believe that dowry deaths have increased because online dating lets the man's family size up the financial status of a woman's family. Bridal burning is not a new practice. Now I will explain the history of bridal burning and how common it is today. Bridal burning is an ancient practice. Unfortunately, it has been on the rise lately. According to an article in the LA Times, there is currently a 5% increase in bridal burnings. In 2013, more than 8,000 women died due to bridal burning, according to an article in the Sydney Morning Herald. Bridal burning is viewed as a devastating thing to many people. Now let's talk about how people are putting an end to it. In 1961, Parliament passed the Dowry Prohibition Act. This banned the payment of dowries. However, this is still widely ignored today. Another problem with the laws related to bridal burning is that many cases do not get reported. And even at that, only 15% of cases that do get reported are actually prosecuted. According to an article in the Times of India, many women and their family are more scared to go to law officials than they are to just deal with dowry deaths. In 1986, under pressure from the women's rights movement, the Indian Penal Code was amended to include Section 304B and 498A. Section 304B makes it illegal to murder or harass a woman and her family for dowry. Section 498A defines harassment and cruelty by husbands and relatives. Many groups are working hard for awareness and prevention of bridal burning. Donna Fernandez, a popular women's rights activist, formed the group the Manchana. Her prime goal is preventing violence against women. Today we have discussed the topics of dowry and bridal burning. Additionally, we have reviewed the history, prevalence, laws against, and activists against bridal burning and dowry death. Although many people may not know of these traditions, it is important that we learn the customs and practices of different cultures around the world. Thank you.